while we're talking, the brother pulls up and backs in another aisle. And I guess surveillance doesn't see it or something. I don't know what they were thinking. But the guy's in my car. I say, hey, and he tells me, hey, it's 2 kilos, but in the 4 packages because they had to break it down. I'm like, yeah, but is it whole? Because I don't want it all chunky and broken up because that means that they cut into it.
Step on it.
He says, no, the trap, the way it came in, they had to shape these kilos in special, because depending on their compartment, they might have different sizes and not the standard.
Right.
So I said, but let me see it just to make sure. He said, yeah, no problem. So he goes to the back, to the car, gets the bag, comes back into my car, sits down. He's showing it to me. I'm like, oh, okay. And we're, and I'm just making chit chat with him. And I tell him, all right, let me have my buddy pull up with the car with the money. I said, and I always let him know that I don't have cash with me.
Right.
Because that way, less of a chance to get ripped if they think that he doesn't have the money with him.
Right.
So I always tell him, my buddy's going to pull up with the cash. And that's the arrest signal. So I give the arrest signal. And one of the things you're supposed to do is kind of creep up. Well, you could hear it in the video, in the audio, tires screeching and they're pulling up.
Dude's amped.
They go to the other car. They don't come to my car. So they go to the brother's car. So somehow surveillance lost track that the cars are separated. And one of the things you want to do is get officers to the undercover right away and get them out of there.
Yeah, get you out of the situation.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at the guy on the side. All of a sudden, he looks in the mirror. He sees everybody going to his brother's car, and he hears the cars revving up. And he's like, oh, shit. You can see him reaching in the waistband. I wish I would have brought you the video, but you could see him reaching in the waistband.
Yeah.
Pulling out his gun, getting out of the car. And clear as day, you can hear him racking around.
Okay? Oh, shit.
As he's doing that, I'm like, oh, fuck, because these guys don't even know that he's in my car. They don't see him.
Yeah.
Their backs are to him. So I start getting out of the car, reach for my gun. I get out.
What were you carrying?
It was the 9mm Glock on the side.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I said, I normally don't carry a gun.
Right.
But clear as day, I could hear him ranking around. And all of a sudden, he just starts shooting at the arresting officers. I come to the back. I start shooting, and they start shooting. And he goes down.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Dispatch, guys. We appreciate you tuning in. We are very close to that 1,000 subscriber mark total, and we appreciate you guys who have hit that subscribe button. If you haven't hit it, whatever platform you are listening on. It does help out our algorithm, and we appreciate it. This episode is brought to you by Murphy Carter Law. If you guys are looking for an attorney, you're not going to be disappointed. That I can promise you. Well, we had a little technical difficulty in the studio, and we were recording for an hour, and we kind of lost the audio.
Little technical difficulty?
Yeah. So we're going to take it from the top. Round 2, Mario, brother.
I'm ready.
Let's fucking go, buddy. Welcome to Beyond the Dispatch, buddy. You were an Elgin police officer for 30 years, and then you also did 20 years in the DEA. How you feeling, brother?
Good. Happy to be here.
Oh, brother,
Look forward to it.
We're happy for you to tell the whole first half of your story all over again, too.
I've listened to quite a few of your episodes, so I'm happy to be here.
Hey, you know what? He's refined it now.
Yeah.
Things that he missed out, he's like, shit, now he can get it all
Hopefully
out.
I can keep my bullshit straight, because
I don't know, brother. You tell us some great fucking stories, so I think you got this fucking covered. But we're going to roll right into it, man. So you started out your career early in Elgin, brother, and you hit the ground running. You didn't even go through FTO. You literally went straight into drug work.
Yeah, so what happened was, let me start with, I was in the military for almost 5 years. I came out. I started
What
working
branch?
Air Force.
Air Force. Let's go.
So,
What'd you do in the Air Force?
I was combat engineers,
Oh, shit.
heavy equipment operator.
Let's fucking
And
go.
I loved it. But when I came out, I started working at these factories, and I hated it. One of the main things, police work and military, is the camaraderie.
Yes.
The guys that you hang out with, after work, you even, you're all buddies, you're all family.
Yes.
And I miss that.
Yeah.
And that's what got me into
Law
police
enforcement?
work. Yeah, because my buddy was my best friend who was also in the military. He says, dude, you got to come become a cop,
Yeah.
And it was great. I loved it. And so I started my career at Elgin, and right out of the academy, I get to Elgin, and just because I speak Spanish, they're like, hey, you speak Spanish, right? If we send you in a bar, you think you can buy drugs? I said, yeah, I'll give it a shot, So right out of the academy, I didn't go to FTO, nothing.
No field
Went to the
training.
bars. Yeah. I didn't even know my way around Elgin. They would pick me up, drop me off at a bar, and pick me up in a couple hours.
I mean, do they give you any information? Like, hey, listen, when you're buying drugs, do this, or nothing. It was just like drop you off.
They would give me money, said you could buy drinks, you could do this, you could that. And back then there was no. The only equipment that they had was a little pager, and and it was a tone pager, and you keep it on you, and they're outside listening on, and it will beep, steady beep. They said if you get in trouble, you hit the button, and we're gonna get a constant beep, and we know that you're in trouble. We're gonna come on in.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they had.
No shit.
That's all they had. And back then we didn't have any cell phones or anything,
Yeah.
so they would just drop me off and pick me up.
So how would you work the bars, brother? So they drop you off. Like, what was your game plan? 'Cause
So-
since you didn't really have any fucking formal training.
Yeah, no training whatsoever. I didn't even. And the people in there, you know, when you work in a town, you get to know the different shitheads.
Right.
I knew nobody there.
Right.
I didn't even know how to get to the bar.
Right.
So if I did a buy, I would go hit a payphone and call them. Hey, I just bought from this guy. Give them the description. And what they would do is when the guy leaves and they see that he's coming out, matching my description, they would do a traffic stop.
Yeah.
After the traffic stop, when I went to the station late that night, they would do a photo lineup, and that's how we figured out who it was.
No shit.
And like my very first buy was this guy, a Latin King in Elgin, one of the higher ups, like the number 2 Latin King in Elgin. He just got out of prison. They were having a welcome home party for him.
And you were there.
and I met him in the bathroom. I bought a fucking $20 bag off of him. And they were like, no way you bought from him. I'm like, yeah, who is he? I had no clue who he was.
No shit.
And so on his coming home party, he gets popped again.
He's right back in, bro. Please tell me you made the second coming home party.
Well, and what happened was after they arrested him, he bonded out. He went to Florida. They never saw him again. He's still somewhere in Florida.
No shit.
Yeah.
Probably getting fucking popped there too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh fuck, brother. So you didn't even have any ambition into getting into drugs. Like
No.
you were cool with just being a patrolman, right?
I was happy slapping on a uniform
Yeah.
and patrolling, and that's what I was looking forward to. Never thought that I would work narcotics or gangs. You know, a lot of guys will go in, oh, I want to be SWAT. I was just happy being there. You
yeah,
know?
brother.
I look forward to the job, and I think I did maybe 1 year in uniform.
No shit.
No.
And you finally went through FTO.
Yeah, I finally went to FTO after I'm a cop almost a year and hadn't put on a uniform yet.
No shit.
My wife at the time was like, "Are you sure you're a cop? You look pretty grungy there. You've never seen you in uniform."
You're gonna get pulled over in town by one of your guys.
Oh,
You're like, hey man, I swear I work for you
I work
guys.
here. I work here.
I've never seen you before in my life.
Exactly.
Was there a lot of jealousy kind of going on? Because you know how like some police departments, some guys get
Yeah, there was guys like that. That's like, like I'm getting special treatment, but
right.
none of them could step in and do what I was doing.
Exactly.
At the time, I think Elgin, we had I think it was like 100. At the time, I think it was 100 and something officers, and we only had a handful of Spanish-speaking officers.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. Nowadays, you got quite a few.
Yeah.
But back then, it was hardly any. I mean, I get called for everything.
No shit.
No.
No shit. So then you were kind of voluntold to go to the task force.
Yeah. Well,
with the
first,
DA.
Yeah. First, I did 10 years in. A majority of it was in the narcotics unit in Elgin.
Okay.
And it started out as a 2-man team and then a 4-man team. And basically all we were doing, we were kicking doors in left and right. I mean, it was fun because we were just, all the problems in Elgin, we took care of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then an opening came up in DEA, and my boss is like, hey, we want you to go, but we're going to do an interview. Okay. And so they did this interview with like 4 of us, and I didn't want to go. The other 3 guys wanted to go.
Right.
I was like, and they were like, no, you're going.
No shit.
Yeah. And they sent me off, and I hated it. The first 2 years, I hated it because I went into a bad group.
Yeah. And we talked about that before too. It's who's with you that makes the group.
Yes.
And you said you like the first 2 years you hated it, but then afterwards.
After that, I got some phenomenal guys that, I mean, great guys to work with, and it made it fun because you're hanging out with your buddies. It wasn't even work because you're hanging out with your buddies.
Exactly, bro.
They could call me on a Saturday night, Sunday night, and hey, can you come in? Sure.
Done.
Because I'm hanging out with my buddies.
Yeah, 100%. Doing
Yeah.
some fucking cool shit.
Yeah.
Doing some really cool shit. So, you actually did a few major busts. So, like, you actually had informants all over the world, like, kind of all over the fucking world,
Yeah.
brother. You were international.
Yeah. No. I had guys and informants that Mexico, Colombia. I mean, they were all over the place. New York.
Yeah.
And the difference with the informants that you have in town, you can't afford to pay these guys a whole lot of money. On a federal level, these guys were professional informants because they were getting paid a lot of money. We had one informant out of Mexico that you got to keep track of how much money you're paying them. We would have to get do paperwork to get their limit increased because these guys were making so much money.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking. I was constantly sending money to Mexico, constantly.
But if they're producing.
But they're producing.
And that's what you needed.
Yeah.
So let's roll into that big bust you had in Cali, brother.
Yeah. So we had an informant that this guy, he had been in the game his whole life. He gets out of prison. He calls us. We take a call. I think it was like on the help desk or something. And they're like, hey, talk to this guy, we sign him up. He says, hey, I want to work. I'm tired of running from you guys. I want to get paid.
Right.
We're like, no problem. We'll pay you. Great informant. He would introduce me to people all over Mexico, Colombia, everywhere.
No shit.
And so he introduces me to a guy in Mexico. This guy was a big player. And he wanted to do, as a test run, 400 kilos for us to pick it up in Colombia and take it to California.
No shit.
Yeah, and it was, and so we're like, okay, the cost is going to be around $1 million. Blah, blah, blah. The guy didn't flinch. He was like, okay. And this is a test run, mind you.
Right.
If everything goes well, we'll do this every 2 weeks. So we send the DEA plane, pick up the 400 kilos in Colombia, bring it up to California. Before then, I tell them, listen, I need upfront money of about $100,000 just for the expenses, just to grease the wheels and,
Right.
Didn't flinch. He says, no problem. Here's $100,000.
That's when you know you're dealing with
Yeah.
a fucking big shark there.
Go down Colombia, pick up the 400 kilos, bring it up to California, have it there. Once it's there, I call him up. I said, hey, we'll be ready to go here shortly. Once the load gets in, we let it sit, let it cool off, make sure nobody's watching it. You don't want to, because just in case somebody's tracking it.
Right, exactly.
So he says, no problem. I said, next thing I need is a truck and the rest of my cash. He says, no problem. Doesn't flinch. Here you go. Gives it to me. He hasn't seen anything from us yet. So now we got the $1 million, the truck. So we get the truck, we wire it up, get a kill switch, we get trackers on it. The day that we're planning to do the delivery, we got 2 helicopters available. We got California Highway Patrol, DEA in California. And one of the things was that the boss out there was just kind of, he had no clue,
Right.
And he was, oh, we have to do it here. And I'm like, no, this guy's telling me he needs it dropped off in this town. Why wouldn't we deliver it to this town?
Right.
Okay. He's done everything we've asked.
He just gave $100,000 up front. No problems.
$1 million.
No questions.
Yeah.
$1 million up front.
$1
No
million.
questions asked.
Yeah. $1 million and a truck. $1 million and a truck. He's done everything. Plus we have his dope.
Yeah.
It's his dope. It's not ours.
Right.
And so finally we convinced him, no, we got to do it over here. Over here with this other town was a great place. It was right by Riverside, California.
Okay.
And so there was a lot of desert area around there. So it was perfect for us because once he drives off, we got all this time. And I said, all we need is give us about half an hour before you even stop him. Don't stop him right away.
Right.
Because the way these deals work is that he will, as soon as I do the delivery, I'm calling the owner and say, I just gave it to your guy. Your guy has it.
Right.
My hands are clean. And his driver's doing the same thing. He's calling and saying, I got it. We're good. And everybody's happy. Well, this idiot boss decides that as soon as the guy, I pull up in I think it was like a Walmart, pull up with a truck loaded with the drugs. We had to actually use the real drugs
Yeah.
in California in order to prosecute. No big deal. We had a kill switch. We got tracker, helicopters. There's no way we're losing this.
Good to go.
Yeah. So I pull up, leave the keys under the mat, call the guy up. I said, hey, your truck is here. It's parked in aisle so-and-so. So I walk away. I leave. The guy walks up. He's on video. He gets in the truck, drives off, and they immediately knock him down.
Jump on him.
Yeah, which they should have. If they leave it go just half hour, I'm fine. I could finagle my way with this guy.
Right.
The guy called me within 2 seconds of the lights going on. Mexico's calling me. He's like, what the fuck did you do? You fucked me,
Yeah. And that boss burned right away.
He burned it. And so we grab the guy. They send a driver that doesn't even have a driver's license. So if they would have let it go like halfway through the desert where they hit the kill switch,
Right.
California Highway Patrol happens to pull up, see a disabled vehicle, talks to the guy.
You
It
could have
would've been
played it
perfect.
off, dude.
Exactly.
And then you could have had another run and possibly a third.
Exactly.
And if he's willing to drop $1 million like that,
Oh, yeah. He
who's
had
to
the
say
money.
he'd be do it again?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I could get him. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten him to do it again.
Yeah. But that's what happens when you get supervisors in a
Yeah.
position that they probably have no business being in.
Yeah. But, at the end, we ended up with, $1 million cash and 400 kilos.
Yeah, often that's a fucking
So,
great boss,
yeah.
brother. That's
Yeah.
that's huge. Now, when departments send one of their officers to a task force like that, what's the breakdown? Because the DEA gets a cut, and then all those other
so the-
TFOs get a cut as
Yeah.
well.
So the incentive is that DEA will pay, I think at the time, I'm not sure what it is now, but it was like $19,000 towards my overtime.
Mhm.
And then Elgin picks up the rest of my salary. DEA is getting an agent for $19,000, which that's dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap.
And most of these groups will have maybe 2 agents, 3 agents in a group, and then the rest are task force guys from different towns, which you need because we have the knowledge of the area.
Right. And the connections, the networking, all that
exactly,
stuff. And that's
exactly.
huge.
Yeah, that's huge. We provide like the jails. We provide a lot of stuff. In return, the departments would get. So if we seize 100,000, the first 20% goes to the Fed for their fund. The other 80% gets divided amongst the TFOs in that group.
Right.
So it's huge. Lucky for me, I jumped around. I worked with every single group in Chicago. I went from one group to another. And so I got a piece of every pie.
All the
so
pie.
Elgin was making millions.
Yeah.
So that little 2-year rule that you're only going to for 2 years, it was out the window.
Out the
because they were
fucking
like,
window.
Yeah. They're like, we're making too much money.
Mario's fucking producing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And for people that don't know, so that money can only be used for like equipment for the department, which, I mean, that's huge for the city of Elgin.
Yeah. The only thing they couldn't use it for was salary.
Right.
You can't salary, but our SWAT guys had the top of the line equipment. Our records division got brand new computers. I mean, they had it, whatever they wanted, they had it.
Right. And that's, and I said this before, but like, I don't understand why more departments don't do that. Because I know, like, our department, like, we could have had an opportunity to do one of those task forces, and they're like, nah, we're good.
Yeah, no, it's me personally. If I was a chief, I would put one in HSI, one in DEA, FBI. Not so much. Not happy with those guys. Not happy with those guys. You really get nothing out of FBI. Trust me.
Right.
Trust me. DEA, you get a lot of money. HSI, you get a ton of money.
Ton of money.
So Elgin has one guy that took my place in DEA, and then they got 2 guys at HSI.
Yeah.
And they're making a killing.
Yeah.
And the 2 guys in HSI, one of them is in a money laundering group. So they're making a killing.
Stupid money.
Oh.
Yeah. And then that relieves, or it takes off some of the burden from the village, and then you guys can have better equipment and do better, great things for your fucking town you're serving.
My buddy Miguel is undercover for HSI, and he's in a money laundering group, and we always had like a rivalry. And he would call me up, oh, we just seized $5 million, we just seized this, and I'm like, listen, motherfucker, they're handing you a bag because you're doing money laundering.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I got to work for money. But Miguel was a great undercover. He's another one that from day one, I mean, you could tell he had the gift.
No shit.
Yeah.
But you also have that gift, and I think it's your personality that you have, and that's something you really can't teach.
You can't teach. No, I always joke around that I could sit down with anybody, and I'll talk to you for an hour about nothing.
Yep.
And by the time I'm done with you, you're going to be my buddy.
Yeah.
You're going to love me.
Friend.
Yeah.
And that's a little foreshadowing for the future when people call you their friend.
I left a lot of broken hearts in the past, and when I say broken hearts, I mean I fucking arrested them.
Oh, fuck, brother. Well, then let's jump into the Spain story, man. So your second biggest bust was what? You said around 200 kilos?
And some of these, some stories are, some arrests are good because there's a lot of dope, some a lot of money, some a lot of both, Like I got one for you for Romeoville for like $5 million, which we'll get into that one.
I'm excited for that
But
one.
the Spain one, the same broker calls me up and says, hey, I got this guy, talk to him. He's down in Colombia, and he's desperate in need of a transporter. So we said, okay. So I start talking to the guy, and he says, yeah, I got 200 kilos. We got to take it out to Spain. So we run it by the U.S. Attorney's Office because you got to get their blessing and approval. And the guy's like, listen, we really can't work this case because we have no standing. There's no venue for Chicago. So if you can work it in there somehow, and basically we wanted to get a free trip to Spain is what it was.
Hell yeah, brother.
So we're like, okay, we got to work this so we could get a trip to Spain. So I start talking to the guy in Colombia, and I say, hey, listen, I've got a lot of people up here. If you want, we could shoot it up to Chicago. Once we get it here, I got custom guys that can get it over to Spain for you, no problem. The guy was like, well, I don't care. Yeah, let's take it to Chicago. Whatever works.
Do what you got to do, right?
Do what you got to do. And so, boom. So we got standing. So we get the DEA plane to go down, pick up 200 kilos, bring it up to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Once we're here, we make arrangements with the Air Force and one of their cargo planes to take us to Spain, because what are you going to do with 200 kilos? You can't put it on a commercial flight.
No, you can't.
And so we get the Air Force to fly us out, which was real cool,
No shit.
And
with your little bit of an Air Force background. So how was that, like communicating with the Air Force and getting the logistics put together?
We had one of our agents was a phenomenal, Kevin Cochran, which he had connections all over the place. Too.
Yeah.
And he was able to manage the National Guard up in Wisconsin to fly us out.
No shit.
Him and Dave Brazil, they managed it. So it was, and these guys were great because they knew their way around the system, and they got me all my trips. Every time I wanted a trip, they were like, all right, Mario, let's go here.
We got you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Exactly. Great guys. So then we fly out from Milwaukee and then get to Spain. The Spanish police is there. They receive us. Spanish police is very laid back. I mean, everything that they do is like, oh, okay, we got to take our siesta now, and we'll call them later. And I couldn't initiate conversation with people in Spain and start talking drugs because for them that's entrapment.
Yeah.
So I had to wait for them to call me and initiate it.
No shit.
Yeah, so we're sitting there waiting and waiting. It's just so laid back. I'm like, I call my guy in Mexico and I say, hey, get a hold of these guys in Colombia and tell them, what the fuck? We're sitting around here, you know? So within minutes, we're getting calls. It's like from the guy in Spain. He's like, hey, yeah, okay, we're ready to go, and blah, blah, blah. We'll meet you here. I said, okay, do you have my money? He's like, well, no, I thought they told you I need the dope for a couple of days and then I'll get you your money because we don't have the cash. So the broker was lying because what he was doing was wanting to make sure we got it there. And then he was hoping we just turn it all over. That way he can get paid.
Right.
So they didn't have the money. So we went back and forth. Finally, we're at a standstill. And I said, okay, well, listen, I'll give you part of it, but I'm going to hold on to a 30 or 40 kilos. And once you bring me my money, I'll give you the rest of it.
Right.
And at the time, cocaine here was right around 20,000. In Spain, it was like 40,000 a kilo. So you're looking at a lot of money.
A big difference.
Yeah. So hand over the 170, I think it was like 170 kilos we handed over. This guy's come pick it up, drive off. And Spain was, the beautiful thing with Spain is that when they arrest you, they don't have to give you a phone call.
Oh, okay.
So they pull these guys over with all this dope. They hold on to them for days. Nobody's heard from them. Meanwhile, I'm blowing up the phone in Colombia, Mexico. Like, hey, what the fuck? These guys ripped me off. They're not answering their phone. I don't know what's going on, you know? And the broker's pissed because he's not getting paid until I get paid.
Right.
And so I said, well, listen, I'm taking this dope back to Chicago. You know, fuck these guys. They ripped me off. We even got some paperwork dummied up days later that saying that they got in a car accident and they were, you know, hurt really bad. The police, when they showed up on the scene, they found the dope.
No shit.
And so, yeah, so I was able to fax all this stuff over back when the fax was big.
Play it off.
Yeah, and say, hey, these fucking knuckleheads, you know, they got caught.
Yeah.
You know? I said, well, the 30, 40 kilos is here in Chicago now. If you can find buyers for me, and this is where greed kicks in. I said, if you can find buyers for me, I'll make sure you still get your cut and we'll get ours.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the guy was like, nope, no problem.
Yeah.
But we had to work it fast where we did it all like within one day because once word gets out of one, that's it, we're done.
Right. And that wasn't like a whole week's worth. Like you did it all one day?
Yeah, the deliveries.
Oh,
I mean, we
dude.
were setting things up for a good week or two.
Yeah, for
setting
sure.
things
The
up
groundwork,
and,
yeah.
the groundwork. But then the deliveries were all on one day and it's all by Midway Airport.
No shit.
So there's a lot of hotels over there that these dopers loved. Not so much anymore because once we started popping them, they don't go there
They
anymore.
don't go there anymore.
Yeah. So in one day we did like I think 3 deliveries. You know, we got 60,000 here, 70,000, 80,000, whatever it was, and we started popping these guys, and then word got out, and we were done. You know,
Oh,
but
for
still,
sure.
we got all this extra money that we weren't expecting,
Yeah, absolutely.
so it worked out good.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, it was a fucking
Yeah. Oh, it was
that was
fun.
a killer, dude.
It was fun. It was just,
dude, I love it.
it was a good time. It was a good time.
I love it. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll jump back into it, brother.
Okay.
Hey, guys, this episode is brought to you by Murphy Carter Law. This one, I'm proud to announce, this is a great partnership with us. They are a phenomenal law firm. I've known Rick for a very long time. He's a fantastic guy. Heart of gold. He supports organizations like Project Fire Buddies who give back to kids with terminal illness. This guy cares. He is a staunch advocate for first responders. He's just a blue-collar guy. He really is. He was a union construction worker at one point, and now he's just a shark in the courtroom, and that's just a fact. You're not going to go wrong by going with Murphy Carter Law. I promise you that. They will fight for you like they fight for their own family, like they fight for their mother, like they fight for their father, their brother, or their sister. That's just who they are. And they advocate for you guys. I promise they will fight for you guys tooth and nail. That's what they're all about. To make you guys whole again, or to get you close to that as possible, and by any means necessary. They've won major cases already. I have some notes over here. They have $11.5 million truck accident case. They have a $9.5 million medical malpractice case and another $7.1 million delivery truck accident. They handle their business. If you're looking for a lawyer, if you've been in a situation like Carrie and I have, Murphy Carter Law, check them out. Go to murphycarterlaw.com. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Tell them that Beyond the Dispatch sent you. All right, brother. So we're back from break. I want to hear, because Jeff brought it up, I want to hear the glasses story. With you
Right.
had those glasses.
Yes. So DEA had these glasses that weren't prescription or anything, but they were the camera, right?
Right.
So I went out to work with a group, a different group. It wasn't my group, but they called me up and says, "Hey, get a hold of this guy. The guy's looking to buy drugs, all right?" And I can't remember the amounts. After a while, the amounts went into another. So I want to say it was like 30 kilos or something like that.
yeah, give or take.
Yeah. And so we set up on the south side of Chicago there, and I took a couple of the guys with me because what happens is when I go to these different groups, we started a policy where I had to take guys from my group, and all they do is watch out for me.
Yeah.
They do nothing else but take care of me. They don't care about the case.
Yeah, because we talked about this. Like law enforcement is a team sport, man.
It is, and I couldn't do what I do without my guys. I had a great bunch of guys: Tony, Jeff, Bags, Opie, just really good guys. That's all they did. When I took them out with me, they took care of me. And the nice thing was with me bringing them to the group, if they seize any money, they would get cut in on the money.
Hell yeah, baby.
So
hey, help out your friends.
Exactly. So in this particular case, I was going to be selling to these guys. So we pull up at this Target. I think it was a Target parking lot, and I go meet the guys, and the guy that I'm dealing with he's the driver in the car, and I walk over to the car, and I've got these glasses on, not mine, and I start talking to the driver, and there's 4 Mexican guys in this car.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking to them, everything's fine. I said, hey, I need to see the money, before I bring it in, because I've been robbed before.
Right, you
Blah,
got
blah,
to play the game.
Play the game. So the guy in the back seat shows me a bag of money, but I'm like, that's not enough. I mean, this is 30 kilos, and I can't remember the price at the time. It was 20-something, like 25, I think, because the price of the kilos, they fluctuate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Yeah. During the Biden years, when the border was wide open, the kilos were dirt cheap. They were down to like 16, 17,000 a kilo.
No shit.
Yeah. And during Trump's first administration, it shot up because the border was more secure, so it was harder to get over here.
Get in.
Almost like 40,
Yeah.
42,000.
It went up.
Say it again, Jeff.
I said, and I tell people this all the time, like when Trump was in and we were doing dope deals, you couldn't find kilos.
You couldn't find coke.
Mario's out searching for stuff, and when Mario did find, somebody had it, it was $42,000 a kilo.
Holy shit!
Because they were hard. Trump sewed up the,
Yeah.
he sewed up that border. There was nothing coming through, so it was just very hard to get.
Yeah.
And like I said, during Biden, the floodgates open, and there was actually, I was just talking to a guy. They were buying them as cheap as $14,000 a kilo.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
that's how much
shit.
stuff
That's how
flooded
much-
into there. So if
that's how
people
much
want
was
to
coming
do a comparable, there you go. But I'll let Mario
Yeah.
say the rest.
Yeah. So anyway, so I look and I know there's not enough money in that bag. And the guy says, hey, that van over there, that, I got my other 4 guys or my guys there, they're going half with us on this buy. So I look over, there's 4 black guys in this van. I don't know them. The one guy comes out, we're talking, they show me a bag, and I can see that they have money also. So together, yeah, they got the cash. And I think it was supposed to be at the time probably like 250,000 or something.
Yeah.
So I tell them, all right, well, I have my guy bring the stuff in. You guys can check it out, and if everybody's happy, we'll go our separate ways, So I give the signal. They come in. They arrest everybody.
Yeah.
One of the Mexican guys, which, like I said, I was blind as a bat. I couldn't see with these glasses because it's not prescription.
Were you just like looking around like
Yeah,
all squinty eyed and shit?
I was like, if you ever watch Seinfeld and you see the glasses on Seinfeld, that was a running joke. That was me. That was me. So they grabbed the guys, and one guy's like, I know Mario. And they were like, because that's not the name I use.
Right.
And it turns out it was an old informant of mine from Elgin from years back.
No shit.
But he didn't say a word. He stayed quiet. And he says, no, I knew that was Mario. I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to get him, put him in any trouble or anything. And with these guys, because who knows what they do.
Right, exactly.
And so turns out one of the black guys in the other vehicle, I had arrested him before.
No shit,
But
dude.
like I said, I was blind as a bat. I couldn't see anything. And he didn't remember me.
No shit.
Because it had probably been 10 years since I seen him.
But that Hispanic dude knew you.
Oh, yeah. He was an informant. The
Yeah.
other guy was
And he
shitter,
didn't dime
yeah.
you out.
Yeah. No, he did. And out of those 8 people, he's the only one that walked that day. The rest got charged.
Yeah.
And we got the money and stuff. And
Because he could have just as
Oh,
easily
he
been
could-
like, hey,
yeah.
let's get the fuck out of here. I know that guy.
but he's one of those guys, one of those lifelong informants that, whenever he called me, hey, I need $20, I throw him $20, $10, whatever.
Right.
And because I knew that he would come back with good work and
get you that information.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's how you build that
Yeah.
that networking, and then that's like it's like a lot of times too. It's like if you have questions of like something happened or a different crime happened that you need information on, you can call those guys and they'll give you that information if they
No,
have it.
And that's just it. As an undercover, you're only as good as your informants. If you got a
Right.
good base of informants, they're going to do most of the work for you.
Right.
Because I had these guys vouching for me. I got another story for you with a guy that vouched for me, and I think it cost him his life.
Oh shit.
But I sleep well at night, though.
That escalated quickly. But I mean, it's you take care of your guys,
but
show
this-
them a little respect,
but,
right?
By defense, this guy, he was an he really was an informer. He was a guy in Mexico that vouched for me.
Oh, okay,
He was a total shithead, and he was a broker, and he just wanted to make some money, and
right.
I had no loyalty to him.
Yeah, and honestly, too, it's like when you get into that type of gang and or that game in Mexico with the cartels and stuff.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's
That's
the
your
risk you take.
Yeah,
That's the risk you take.
So let me tell you that story real quick.
Yeah, please.
So, there's this guy that he's in Mexico. He's a broker. So this started up in Mexico with all these brokers are trying to connect a buyer to a seller. So he had people out here that had drugs, or people in Mexico had drugs, and he was trying to connect them. And then what they would do is say, Mario, I'm going to give you a kilo of coke for $25,000, when in fact he's getting it for 23.
Okay.
So he'd get, and he'll tell me off the top. He says, pay him the 23, but put 2,000 aside for me.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of those guys would do that, which is fine. I don't care.
Yeah, right, whatever.
I'm really, So this guy kept on and on. Every deal that he tried would fall apart because this guy was he was an idiot. The guy was an idiot.
Right.
So finally he puts one together, and he says, I've got this guy, he's going to send you 15 kilos of coke. Okay. And he was going to make probably 2,000 to 3,000 per kilo.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like I said, I'll pay one price, but then I'll set his aside. So he even sent his wife up here,
No shit.
sitting on a deal, so everything. And he sat with the owner in a ranch in Mexico as collateral.
Oh shit.
This is how greedy this guy was and how stupid he was. Okay? So he's sitting in a ranch. The wife comes up here, and the wife, when I'm talking to her, she's trying to do her own hustle on the side, like trying to get business with me because her husband's an idiot,
Yeah.
right? So they have this kid from Mexico drive up a car from Mexico, Mexican license plates, a student with no U.S. license, and he drives it across country from Mexico with 15 kilos. And it's in the center dash. All you got to do is lift the thing, and you'll see
Yeah.
it right there. It's not even a good trap,
Right.
right? The kid gets
A
stopped.
good trap. What he's saying is a lot of these drug runners, what they'll do is they'll put traps or like
Hidden
fake doors or
compartments.
hidden compartments in the
Hidden
vehicles.
compartments. Yeah, hidden compartments. Some of them are very good, but you'll never find them.
Right.
You'll
Right.
never find them. You got to flip this switch, flip that switch. You'll never find it. This was just a basic one. You lift it. So the kid gets stopped in Arkansas at shift change by some old state trooper that just doesn't give a shit anymore.
Right.
Stops him, sees that the kid is a student, doesn't have a driver's license in the States. The car has Mexican plates.
Right.
The kid said, I'm getting paid to drop this car off in Chicago. You think this guy would search the car? And the reason we know all this because he got a warning citation
No shit.
in Arkansas. And we call over there, and the guy was like, yeah, I didn't think anything of it. It was shift change. I was getting ready to go home.
Right. He didn't give a fuck.
He didn't give a fuck. There was 15 kilos in there.
No shit.
So when he comes up here, we arrest, I felt bad because the lady really didn't have, she was just up here because of this idiot,
Yeah.
The kid, they ended up letting him go because the U.S. attorney says, well, you can't prove that he had any knowledge of what it was for. I'm like, come on.
Come on.
You're
dude.
driving a car.
Yeah.
And so they let the kid go. The lady got charged because she was
Right.
talking.
Help facilitate the deal.
Yeah, which I felt bad for her. This idiot was down there vouching for me, and I'm sure now he's under the ranch because
Yeah. Sounds like she got the better deal out of it, brother.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shit.
But that just goes to show you a simple traffic stop.
Yeah, I mean that's a lesson learned for you. If you're in law enforcement, you're a younger officer, take that extra step.
Yeah.
Just because it's shift change,
Exactly.
search the car.
15 kilos. Yeah.
Yeah, easily. I mean, no DL. That's an easy bust.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
Very
fuck.
easy. Doesn't get easier than that. So
Oh, brother.
yeah,
Well, let's roll into one of the biggest pill busts you ever had.
yeah. That was pure luck. And so, my buddy Teddy from Des Plaines PD, he lives out in Elgin, and he calls me up. It was a snowy day. We're like, let's not go downtown, and let's stay out here and do something. We'll just fuck around out here.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, let's go do a garbage pull. Which a garbage pull is when you go steal somebody's garbage, go through it. You get a lot of valuable information out of that garbage, believe it or not.
No, absolutely.
It's a dirty work, but
Yeah, you're digging through people's trash.
yeah. So we go and we take this guy's garbage. The guy's a gangbanger from Des Plaines, but lives out in Elgin.
Okay.
Right? And so we go take the garbage. When we open it up, there's a huge bag of 30,000 ecstasy pills.
Holy shit.
And we're like, and I look at him, he looks at me, I'm thinking he pulled it out of evidence and he's punking me.
He's fucking with you, yeah.
And he's thinking the same thing. And we're like, holy shit. And we're in shock. So then we do a search warrant and stuff. We get nothing out of the house. The guy's girlfriend is Russian and she's working on her citizenship.
Oh.
And so we're like, the guy's like, I don't know anything about it. He was hiding it in the garbage. His girlfriend didn't know anything about it. She put the trash out that day. And he had no clue.
Oh, fuck.
But when we go through the text messages, it's like, what do you mean you put the garbage out? What? He's like, yeah, it's garbage day. I'll be right home. And he came flying home. And when he opens up that garbage can,
it's gone.
Yeah, and he's like, the shoulder slump. I mean, he's sitting there defeated, At first, he won't cop to it. But we were like, well, we're going to have to deport her because it must be hers then. He's
Yeah.
like, no, all right, it's mine.
No shit.
Yeah.
You owned up to it
Yeah,
then?
he owned up to it.
He must
But then
love
we
her.
hit the house and nothing. The house is super clean.
Yeah,
It was just a 30,000 pills. And then fast forward, and Jeff will tell you this, every Monday we would have a meeting and every guy would sit around the group and say, I'm working on this, I'm working on that. Most of it was bullshit just so you can talk
Right.
and say that I'm working on something.
Right.
You know? We always legitimately have stuff. But every Monday morning I would bring it up as like, yeah, you know what, we got to do some follow-up. Remember that 50,000 pills that I seized at the garbage? The next week it was 60,000. The next week it was 70,000. But every week I'd have to bring that story up. It's like, pills.
Yeah, the pills.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But
fucking
that was
love it.
pure luck. That was nothing.
Listen, because how many trash pulls have you pulled before and there's nothing?
Nah, it's usually dirty diapers. And,
Yeah.
and it's
Tampons? Yeah.
Nasty shit.
I think my brother-in-law pulled trash once and he got fucking poked by a needle.
Oh.
And he had to get tested for AIDS for like fucking 3 months.
we were doing some Nigerians in Calumet City.
Oh, and
They
some
would
of
shit
those-
in the trash.
Dude, they're disgusting.
Yeah, they would shit in it because they know that if we take their garbage and when you open it up, there's shit in there.
Yeah, I think I arrested a Nigerian once, and he had something in his car, and I had no clue what the fuck it was. It was like this weird substance in a bag. And I'm like, I'm not even fucking touching it. Like, I just threw it in the fucking trash.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even want to fuck with
I
it.
wonder if that's that Nigerian that keeps calling me about the general's money. The general's money if I send him $1,000, I can get 50 full back.
That prince from Nigeria. What'd you have to send him? Gift cards?
Yeah, Target gift cards.
Like I said, I can't vouch because I never had the huge. Probably still remains Illinois' hugest seizure of pills that Mario has. But I mean, people always ask because I did a lot of garbage pulls, I should say, in Blue Island, and it's like people say, "What do you get out of the garbage?" I go, "Well, I can tell you how horrible of a fucking eater you are.
Yep.
I can tell you when your wife's on her period.
Yep.
I can tell you how much you owe on your credit cards.
Yep.
So I mean, people don't realize the shit they throw out.
Yeah, but sometimes
Right.
you get lucky and you get like empty wrappers of kilo wrappers.
Yeah, and that's a
And
good
that's
indication.
huge.
Yes.
That's huge.
Massive.
Yeah.
Those fucking idiots. Don't throw your shit out in the trash.
Oh.
Or keep doing it. You're keeping us in business.
No, if I was a drug dealer, I'd put it in my neighbor's trash. I like that guy anyway.
Yeah, right. Hey, that'd be a good indicator of they're on to you when your neighbor's house gets fucking hit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute! Didn't your neighbor's house did get hit? You said wasn't he illegal or something? Or was that guy?
Oh, this guy. One of my neighbors. I'm going for a walk with my wife. We got my cigar out, and all of a sudden I see cops everywhere. It's one of my neighbors.
Yeah.
And I always knew there was something fishy with this guy. He's got a truck with a Mexico plate on it.
Yeah.
His house looked like the typical hacienda.
No
And
shit.
I never saw him go to work. He was always home.
Yeah.
So it turns out that he was a big time kilo dealer.
No shit, dude.
Yeah. So and one of my buddies was doing a search one. They're like, "Hey, Mario, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "I fucking live right there." And I'm like, "Hey, can I get a tour of the house? I want to see what it looks like."
That's what it's gonna look like inside. Oh fuck, brother. That's
You just never know. You just never know who's in your neighborhood.
you don't fucking know. No, I think my brother-in-law had someone living behind him, and he had an RV, and they would go to Mexico all the. I mean, bro, you
Yeah.
should be fucking telling somebody that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
You just you never know who your neighbors
You
are.
don't. You just don't. You just don't.
But you were also involved in a police-involved shooting as well.
Yeah. So one of the things was, and after this shooting, we made it a policy where I had to take guys from my group just to look out for me. We used to do it, but we got very lax on it. But after that, it became a rule where if you're going out, because I helped all the other groups, they would call me up and, "Hey Mario, are you available Tuesday? We're gonna do this drug deal here. Can you call this guy? See if you can negotiate." or cold call this guy, see if there's got something going on.
Right, but that set you apart from different undercovers, right? Because I remember you talking about that. Like, you had your phone all the time, and you would always respond.
And I don't care what group called me. I'm like, yeah, if I could help you, I will.
Yeah,
and they would give me a number, and I would take it from there. So,
but even working like working the deals, right? So if some of your target texts you at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you're answering.
I'm answering because a lot of these guys will think, well, that's not a cop. He's answering my calls at 2 a.m,
right?
Or he's calling me back on a Sunday night,
right? Just shooting the shit.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what that was a biggie. So this particular group called me up, and one of my buddies was there, and he says, hey, give this guy a call because he works at a factory. And there's a guy that's going around asking if anybody needs coke. He's trying to sell 2 kilos of coke.
No shit.
Know? And I said, all right, I give him a call. So I call the guy. The guy was like a manager at the office there, or the factory. He says, yeah, this guy here, he gave me the name and everything. We run the guy's name. Nothing has. The guy's never been arrested. Clean record, works at a factory. By all accounts, looks like a decent, clean guy.
Yeah.
So he gives me the number. I call him up. I said, hey, I got your number from so-and-so. I did some work for him at his house or whatever, and he said, you might be able to help me out. So we get talking and stuff. Agree to meet me. We meet up, and we're talking, negotiating. And the kilos, I can't remember the price, but I think it seemed a little high at the time. I'm like, But he brings me a sample. And normally a guy will bring you a sample. They give it to you so you could test the quality and stuff, which it doesn't mean anything because they can pull it off of any, off a different brick.
Right.
So he gives it to me and stuff. And at the end of the meeting, he's like, oh, I'm going to need that back. And it wasn't much. It was a baggie,
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck's up with this guy? Who gives you a sample and then asks for it back?
It asks for it back, right.
Yeah. So the red flags come up, but I could tell that guy's an amateur.
Yeah.
He's an amateur because he's doing everything I asked him to. If I ask him to meet me here at this time, he's there on time. If I ask him to meet me over here, he comes over here. If I asked him to do this, he did everything. And, so we start talking and stuff like that, negotiating. And we make a deal for 2 kilos. I want to say, like I said, don't nail me on the price. I want to say it was like $25,000 each or something.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
Yeah. After a while, these deals all blend one into another. And
Right,
the numbers are just staggering.
Yeah.
And so we agreed to meet at the Joliet Mall. He gets off of work. I pick the location. I tell him what meet, what time, everything. He does everything like I asked. Normally, these guys try to mix it up, and they try to dictate to you where you're going to go.
Right.
One of the good tricks that I used to always have is I'll get you talking, and you tell me you're in Joliet. I'll tell them, oh, I'm all the way up in Gurnee. Meet me halfway. Let's be in Rosemont.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Exactly.
Because our office was in Rosemont.
Right.
So
but that's the way you could dictate the location.
Yeah. I'm
right.
like, meet me halfway. And so that's how you tell it.
Play the
because
game.
they always want to do it where they want to do it.
Right.
And so to get them out of that element, that's what I do. So we agreed to meet the Joliet Mall. Go over there. The guy pulls up next to me in a car. And then at this point, they did their homework. And they said, hey, he has a brother that just got out of prison for murder. And he was a drug dealer. So we're thinking, okay, that's going to be his dope.
Yeah.
Not this guy.
Right.
So the red flags go up, and I normally don't carry a gun with me. I would do these deals, and I never carried a gun.
Right.
And for some reason, my buddy was, he says, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel good about this. I said, yeah, something weird about it, but, this guy's an amateur. I could tell.
Right.
I said, maybe the dope belongs to his brother, So for some reason that day, I put a gun in the side pocket,
Right.
So we go meet up. I pull up in the parking lot. The guy pulls up next to me. My guy gets out, jumps in with me. We're talking and stuff. While we're talking, the brother pulls up and backs in another aisle. And I guess surveillance doesn't see it or something. I don't know what they were thinking. But the guy's in my car. I say, hey, and he tells me, hey, it's 2 kilos, but in the 4 packages because they had to break it down. I'm like, yeah, but is it whole? Because I don't want it all chunky and broken up because that means that they cut into it.
Yeah. Step
He
on
says,
it or
no,
whatever.
the trap, the way it came in, they had to shape these kilos in special, because depending on their compartment, they might have different sizes and not the standard.
Right.
kilo.
Right.
So I said, but let me see it just to make sure. He said, yeah, no problem. So he goes to the back, to the car, gets the bag, comes back into my car, sits down. He's showing it to me. I'm like, oh, okay. And we're, and I'm just making chit chat with him. And I tell him, all right, let me have my buddy pull up with the car with the money. I said, and I always let him know that I don't have cash with me.
Right.
Because that way, less of a chance to get ripped if they think that he doesn't have the money with him.
Right.
So I always tell him, my buddy's going to pull up with the cash, and that's the arrest signal. So I give the arrest signal, and one of the things you're supposed to do is kind of creep up. Well, you could hear it in the video, in the audio, tires screeching, and they're pulling up.
Dude's amped.
They go to the other car. They don't come to my car. So they go to the brother's car. So somehow surveillance lost track that the cars are separated. And one of the things you want to do is get officers to the undercover right away and get them out of there.
Yeah, get you out of the situation.
And I'm telling you, I'm looking at the guy on the side. All of a sudden, he looks in the mirror. He sees everybody going to his brother's car, and he hears the cars revving up. And he's like, oh, shit. You know, you can see him reaching in the waistband. I wish I would have brought you the video, but you could see him reaching in the waistband.
Yeah.
Pulling out his gun, getting out of the car. And clear as day, you can hear him racking around.
Oh, shit.
And the funny thing is, during this whole thing, like as soon as the shooting started, I didn't hear any shots.
What was going through your mind when he went into his waistband, grabbed and exited the vehicle?
So the thing was that as he's doing that, I'm like, oh fuck, because these guys don't even know that he's in my car. They don't see him.
Yeah,
their backs are to him. So I started getting out of the car, reach for my gun, I get out.
What were you carrying?
It was the 9mm Glock on the side.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I said, I normally don't carry a gun.
Right.
But clear as day, I could hear him ranking around, and all of a sudden he just starts shooting at the arresting officers. I come to the back, I start shooting, and they start shooting, and he goes down.
Right.
You know, but you get that tunnel vision where later on when I listen to the video, you hear pop, 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 pop. I mean, it was a lot of shots.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear a single shot.
Yeah.
During the time, you know.
Yeah,
but
the adrenaline dump.
But I heard that gun racking
clear as day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably something that sticks in your memory.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And he went down, and they arrested the brother. He had a gun, and the brother had a gun.
No shit.
You know, and they weren't gonna rob me, you know, because my old boss was like, "Oh, they're gonna rob you." I said, "No, I can tell they're not gonna rob." You know,
Right.
you get that feeling when they're gonna rob you. It's just
Right.
these guys. He wanted to just get rid of 2 kilos. He didn't want to look bad in his brother's eyes.
Right.
Is what it was. And here he's getting arrested, so he's looking bad. So he had to do something.
Right.
I think because this guy would never. He was a nice guy. You know, when I dealt with him, he's a family man working.
No criminal history.
No, none.
Well,
No, I even told him I was going to get him an apartment because he was looking for an apartment to move with his wife. I told him I got a place for you.
Yeah, right. Well, because I don't know if we talked about it yet. Last episode, or when we did the first recording, you talked about your big thing was that you were a flipper. You flipped houses.
Yep.
And you actually did that in your actually
so
as a side job.
Yeah. So every lie that you do with these guys, one of the things that I do is I'll script it in my head what I'm going to say to you before I meet you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll work out all the different scenarios and say, okay, if he says this, I'm going to say that.
Right.
So you're never going to catch me flat-footed.
Right.
I know what I'm going to say to you before you say it.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? And so that's what it was. And one of the things is if you're going to tell a lie, it's got to be based in some truth.
Right.
You know? Like we were joking around earlier, I can't talk to you about electronics or computers because I can't program my VCR, which most people don't know what a VCR is anymore.
Or they're probably like, because nowadays don't even know what a fucking DVD player is, brother. Yeah, right.
Yeah, mine's flashing 12, and I couldn't talk to you about electronics, computers, because you catch me in a lie immediately.
Right.
You know? So I had to base it on something that I know.
That you can actually talk, you know, like drywall, electrical, plumbing, yada, 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 for sure.
And when I start talking to some of these guys, you'll hear in the conversations like, hey, I'm actually looking for a side job. You need any plumbers? You need any drywall?
Right.
Like, sure.
I got you, brother.
Yeah.
I had a house right now that needs drywall and mudding and tape, brother. Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. So did that offender live?
Yeah, it was funny because one of the guys, new kid there, put a tourniquet, but he put it on the wrong leg because there was blood everywhere. And the other guys were giving him shit. Why are you giving him first aid? It was like, you know, the guy's down. It was like,
You gotta, right, right. It's the right thing to do, for sure.
I think they ended up getting 17 years.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, the one brother that shot probably got a lot more fucking time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the one was he had just got out for attempted murder, I think it was.
Did his brother pull at all, or did he keep his gun in his pants?
No, he never got a chance because they swarmed on him so fast. Didn't have a chance.
No shit. Well,
Didn't have a chance.
You guys got lucky.
Yeah. Oh, we got super lucky. So after that, the rule was I have to take a couple of guys with me from the group.
Right.
No matter what.
No, smart.
No matter what.
Right.
And they loved it because they always got a cut of the money. So
hey, listen, help out your friends, brother.
yeah, exactly.
Help out your friends.
Exactly. Yeah.
Help out your friends.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, let's roll into the fucking Romeoville story. So this involves
El Chapo.
El Chapo.
Yeah.
So this is a big dog, man.
Yeah. So when we got onto so the twins, for most of you haven't heard, the Flores brothers, twins,
Yeah.
biggest drug dealers ever in Chicago, maybe nationwide. I mean, these guys were doing a couple thousand kilos a week.
No shit.
And they got hooked in with Chapo, okay? And they're traveling back and forth. They had indictments here. They went down to Mexico. They were living down there. They meet up with Chapo. There's a very good podcast out there. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson did a podcast
No shit.
with the twins where they actually talk and tell their stories. Phenomenal. Great story.
Really?
Great
I'll
story.
have to check it out.
Yeah, it's called Surviving El Chapo.
Okay.
Great story. I mean, they go in detail. when I first met these guys, so they were in Mexico, and the cartels had a falling out. So they were fighting to see who's going to control the twins because that's a big moneymaker.
Huge moneymaker.
So, but the problem for the twins is that if you choose one side, the other side is going to kill you.
Oh,
and vice
yeah.
versa. You know, and so they were in with Chapo. So they ended up deciding, hey, we got indictments up in, I think, in Milwaukee, Chicago. They had indictments all over the place. So they decide we're going to cooperate, you know. So they start cooperating, get them back up here in Chicago, and we start working with them. And these guys, I'm telling you, they were the real deal.
Professionals.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a movie coming out because these guys are.
Well, if you're moving 1,000 kilos of coke.
Oh, these guys were like 21, 22 years old. They were young kids.
No shit.
But they were, I mean, and their wives. I mean, I think one of the wives' family was law enforcement.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so, the like I said, if you get a chance, look into that story with the twins because phenomenal. These guys. And when I first met them, they're in custody in Chicago. They came in and said, we want to cooperate. Their attorney, Bob Rasha, was their attorney, which we love him because Rasha's a fair guy, and he usually gets these guys to cooperate. And for us, he's great. He's a good guy. He's
Yeah,
a good
absolutely.
guy, does his job, gets the best deal for his client. You know, and Bob knows that if we have him, they're fucked.
Yeah, fucked.
Yeah. So they show up, they turn themselves in, they start cooperating. I go meet them, and one of my buddies, Sammy, is running this whole thing, right? So they call me up and says, hey, can you do some UC work for us? Yeah, okay. And at the time, Chapo's name wasn't as big. We knew he was big, but nationwide, he wasn't that well known because this was like 2000, I want to say 2008.
Okay.
Okay, but he's still the leader of the Sinaloa cartel.
Yeah.
So I go in, I meet these fucking two guys, arrogant, cocky motherfuckers, you know, and I go in, I couldn't fucking stand them.
Yeah.
Arrogant, cocky, but then later on I learned why, you know? So I go in there and they're like, this guy's, he's not even Mexican. This will never work. We could tell by his accent he's Cuban. I'm like, listen, you do your part.
I'll do mine.
And I'll do mine. And we started going for months. I mean, they would introduce me here, give me this phone call there. I was picking up kilos on the south side of Chicago at midnight on a Sunday night.
No shit.
In a dark alley. You're meeting these guys, picking up kilos, picking up money. I mean, we were just doing... And at one point, I picked up, I want to say it was like 15 kilos of heroin. I can't remember exactly. Heroin at the time wasn't that big.
Big, right.
But it was like 50,000 a kilo, you know? And so the recorded phone call that they had with Chapo was that, hey, you know, can you give us a better price? And, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the phone call was, Chapo says, yeah, I threw your buddy in a couple extra. So when we open up the bag and I go pick it up, a couple extra kilos fronted.
No shit.
Yeah. And so that's kind of what hung him, you know?
Yeah.
But we went on, I mean, it was just, for 3 months straight, we were just going running and gunning. And one of the things was I picked up, he had a stash house in Romeoville.
No shit.
And I picked up from this white kid, like $5 million.
Really?
Yeah. And it was funny because I meet this kid in the middle of the night in Romeoville. I think it was the bowling alley, the Boleros over there.
Right off 55, yeah.
Yeah, I meet him over there. And I'm like, I start talking to the guy in Spanish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the big things is if I could talk to you in Spanish, even though you know Spanish and English,
yeah,
if I could direct the conversation in Spanish, it brings your guard down.
Yeah.
And I'll keep it going Spanish, even though you're talking English to me.
Yeah.
It brings your guard down. So this kid pulls up, and I'm like, start talking to him in Spanish. He's like, oh, bro, no hablo. It was some skinny 18-year-old white kid.
From Romeoville?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And all he does is sit at a house counting money.
Yeah.
And when they call him up, he dropped money here, dropped money there.
He's the money guy, yeah.
But he never stole from him because he said, they know everything about me. You know, I'll never last a day if they find I'm stealing from them. And they're paying him good anyway. They're paying him good money.
Oh, absolutely. Just to fucking count money?
Yeah, but it was so much cash. I had this Mercedes with a big trunk, and I put it in there, and the helicopter's flying over, and I can't even close the trunk. I had to put some in the back seat. It was a lot of money.
Right, dude.
It was a lot of money, yeah.
$5 bills, nothing to fucking...
And everybody's like, why didn't you drive off? I'm like, well, if the helicopter wasn't following me, I probably would have driven off. but no, I'm not going to run the helicopter.
No, right. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
but we went on for months like that, and then finally the Chapo gets arrested, and I went to trial up in New York, and I mean, it was just like something out of the movies. They would close the bridges off, bring them in like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No shit.
Courthouses, yeah, it was interesting.
How was that going to court for that case?
It was real cool. I mean, it's just I was the only one from Chicago that testified. Bags was when I picked up the kilos of heroin. Bags was one of the agents handling it. Yeah, this is before he became a boss.
No shit.
So we went way back and stuff, and I was like, come on, send somebody out there with me, though. I don't want to go by myself. You know?
Right, dude.
And so I'm sitting in a hotel and nobody with me to go drinking or anything. So,
Right.
But the experience was pretty cool.
No shit.
It was pretty cool.
Now, was this the sketch story too?
Yeah. So I get the sketch artist from the trial calls me up. Hey, I did your sketch and this and that. So, every prosecutor you ever deal with, they always have this sketch in their, the big trial and stuff. I'm like, well, this is El Chapo. Sure, I'll buy it.
Fuck yeah.
And come to find out, it's like $500 for the sketch.
Oh, fuck, bro.
But it's the chance of a lifetime. I'm like, how often am I going to do this?
Right.
So I went in and paid it. I get the sketch. I open it up, and I look like the fucking defendant on the stand, and Chapo looked like an attorney.
Did she frame it for you at all?
No, not even frame.
Dude. $500 to get you the frame.
Well, he framed it, brought it in the office. It looked nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to gloat on it.
Yeah.
Because it was real
I put it
nice.
right next to my TFO of the Year toaster.
Yeah, no, I do remember that. So.
You had is that for you when when you want to end it, you throw it in the bathtub with you?
So,
or?
yeah, so they I forgot what year it was. I think it was that same year, 2018, with the trial. And Sheila comes in, which you're gonna have her on hopefully soon.
Oh,
Phenomenal. She's
I'm
phenomenal.
excited for her.
And you've been named TFO of the Year, and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh great. I'm like, do I get a fucking plaque or anything, or maybe even a toaster?
Right.
And no, nothing. I
Nothing.
didn't get anything. So Bag shows up like a week later with the cheapest fucking toaster he can find, and it says TFO of the Year 2008, and presents it to me. It's like, gee, thanks.
Thanks,
So I
brother.
still got my toaster.
Fuck yeah, you do. I'd put that up on your fucking your.
It is. It's in my man cave.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the man cave. Yeah, display that fucking shit right next to your old Chapo picture.
Exactly.
Oh fuck! All right, brother. Well, we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll dive right back in.
Okay, sounds good. So we had it goes back to we got these informants. We got this guy on the hook where he was greedy, and basically he was a broker. He didn't have his own dope, but he managed to get dope here and there.
Yeah.
And so one of the things was he put us onto this guy, and actually he put us onto a lot of people. The one case rolled into another. What we expected to be a one and done ended up being a huge case where, I mean, a lot of heroin, coke, money. I mean, just so one of them was I met up with this guy. He shows up with his pregnant wife, and we go to do the deal. We grab him.
He showed up to the deal with his fucking pregnant wife.
Well, I showed up to their apartment, and I'm outside. I told him I'm not going in. So his wife brings a kilo from the apartment down into the car.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it pissed me off because the U.S. attorneys, they were willing to charge him, but not the wife because she's pregnant. I'm like,
Right.
she brought the coke. Well, she doesn't have knowledge. She brought me a fucking kilo.
She had knowledge. It was in her fucking hand.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so we start talking to him. There's more dope upstairs. He starts kind of cooperating, but then all of a sudden he stops cooperating because he immediately calls. I told him, do not call Mexico. Do not say anything. We'll handle this. We'll say that I got the dope, and we'll pay it off, right? Which I usually don't pay it off. We'll find a way to get around it.
Yeah.
So like one of the things we were notorious for is that when their delivery guys come in to get paid, we give them a dummy pack.
Yeah.
Like we've done it where 200,000, but it's all sealed up. They take it. They don't want to open it. They just want to deliver it.
Right.
We'll follow them for 2 hours. We follow people all the way out to Iowa, knock them down in Iowa, take their money, and now give them a receipt. I paid the money.
Right.
So that works great. So we're like, don't worry, we'll pay it off. And so this guy's somewhat cooperative, but immediately he calls back. And so we know it. So then I'm trying to get a hold of him. He stops answering my calls, everything. Right? So puts his phone in the drawer. The phone's shut off. We can't ping him. We don't know where he's at.
Right.
So one day, I forgot who it was. I think it was Tony that is checking. He says, oh, shit, he turned the fucking phone on over here in this, I forgot what street it was. So we start circling around the block trying to find him. And sure enough, we find this fat ass and his wife coming out of the car going in. And the only reason he turned his phone on, it wasn't him. It was his wife because she thinks that he's cheating on her. So she's checking his phone. So she turned it on just long enough where we could catch him.
No shit.
So, of course, we approach him, and I'm like, I get my consent to search. We go in the house. I think we ended up getting like another.
Did you wipe your feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wipe
Power
your
move.
feet and come on in. So I had a 99.9% consent rate, so I could get you in any house. Trust me.
Right.
So we go in the house, we get some dope, right? Now he's screwed. He's totally screwed. But I'll cooperate. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, you didn't cooperate before. You said you were.
Right.
So I get his phone, and we start talking, and he says that he's expecting something to come in from California, I think it was.
Okay.
So I take his phone. We're not giving him his phone. I start answering on his phone, and I see the messages. So I never talked to this guy, but I start, we're ready to go. When can you come in?
Right.
I'm on my way, and we did it all through text. I never talked to him. And the guy would try to call me. I was like, "Oh, I'm having a bad connection here. I can't talk on my phone. Just text." You know?
Okay.
Because he hear my voice, he would know right away.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this poor fucking schmuck, he drives all night long, right? And I tell him, "Hey, we're over here in Matson. We picked Matson because Tony works over there, and it's just a good location for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And right off the interstate." So this guy drives all night from California,
No shit.
and we're texting back and forth. And I'm like, don't worry. Meet us here at this hotel here. I'm a manager over here. I'll get you a room. Once we get everything done, I'll get you a room. You spend the night." And he was happy as can be.
Oh, I bet.
So a fucking guy shows up. He has only thing in his car is a toothbrush, a fire extinguisher, and probably 4 or 5 empty cans of Red Bull in the passenger seat. That's it. And he drove all night. That's it.
The
So of course,
fuck do you need a fire extinguisher for?
he had the dope inside the fire extinguisher.
Oh shit.
That's all that was in the car.
Okay.
You know, and the running joke was like, "Man, you didn't even get this guy a fucking room." I said, "I got him a room. He wasn't at the hotel."
You got him. Hey, you got him a room
got him
and
a room.
and a meal.
Exactly. And it was just, and these guys are like, "Man, you're an asshole. You know that? Anybody talks to you and becomes your friend, you're fucked."
Oh yeah, then that's the fucking running
Yeah.
joke. Yeah.
So this poor guy drove all night just to get screwed over.
Oh brother.
And Fat Boy didn't even know I was using his phone contacting. So now Fat Boy's on the hook for this guy.
Oh fucking screwed.
Yeah.
Fucking screwed. So so then Jeff started coming back into the mix, right? And you had bags.
Yeah, no, they were in on this.
Okay.
So it was a very good group because we all had our spots. Listen, not everybody's going to be an undercover.
Right. Oh right.
Not everybody. I'm not good at the paper. Jeff's not good at the paperwork. Tony was phenomenal with the paperwork. He can write out a wire or this or that.
Whatever you
No
need.
problem, yeah. But everybody has their place.
Yes.
Some guys are great on surveillance and out on the street calling things out. So everybody has their little place. So
Little niche.
some people think you go to DEA, you have to do undercover work. No, you don't.
Right.
We need all kinds of people because it's all a group.
Right.
It doesn't work with just one guy.
And that goes back to the teamwork.
Exactly. We had some guys that were great with the paperwork and did like the seizures and stuff, and you give it to them, they knock it out quick.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so it worked out great. So we had a really, really good group.
Oh, absolutely. You had bags. I mean, fuck, dude.
And we were, and we were all friends and stuff. So, I mean, it was just a fun time.
Dude,
We were running and gunning all the time.
great fucking time,
Yeah.
man. Great time. What was that second story you were talking about, Jeff?
Oh, there's one where I want to say this was 2016.
Okay.
And one of my buddies on another group calls me up. He says, "Hey, call this guy. Just cold call him. I think they're sitting on some meth here in Chicago. They want to get rid of it, right?" And I said, "All right, I'll give him a call and stuff." At the time, meth wasn't very big and it didn't sell very well up here,
Right.
right? But my buddy, he was assigned to what's called a Met team, and they were down in Danville. So this Met team would go wherever, different locations to get stats and stuff. You know, their big thing was working off the stats. So my buddy was like, "Hey, do you think you could get them down here to Danville?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'll get them down to Danville." So I meet with these guys up in, I forgot what it was. In Chicago. I think it was Maywood. I met with them, right?
Oh, good old Maywood, brother.
Yeah. And so 2 guys from Mexico in a car, and they had, I want to say it was like 8 pounds of meth. And I meet with them. I said, "Listen, I can't do anything with this. Shit doesn't sell here."
Yeah.
And they were like, "I know. They sent us up here, and we've been stuck here for a week. We got to get out of here." You know? I was like, "All right, I tell you what, but I got a buddy. Let me make a call."
Yeah. I got a guy.
Yeah, I got a guy.
I got a guy.
So I told him, I said, "Listen, follow me. We're going to go down to Danville, a couple hours from here. This guy will pay you top dollar for him. You know, cash, you guys can get on the road." And so they were like, "Okay, great."
They're probably all fucking about
They're
it.
excited because they wanted to get the fuck out of here. They
Yeah.
were stuck here. Again, 2 Mexican guy with no driver's license, nothing.
Yep.
Okay, out of state plates. So they start following me down to Danville. So the Met team was set up down there. So they give me a call. They say, "Hey, mile marker so and so. We're gonna have a trooper there. Make sure when you go by there, we get their attention."
Yeah.
And so the troopers already knew I was coming. So as soon as I'm getting close to that mile marker, I gun it. And these fucking guys are trying to keep up with me. And so they're flying down the interstate, trying to keep up, right? So next thing you know, the troopers are pulling them over,
No shit.
right? And these guys are just shaking. The trooper can't find it. But I get a call. The owner of this stuff is in a Mexican prison. That's the guy that owns his shit.
No shit.
He's in prison in Mexico. And to back up a little bit, during the negotiations, this guy was calling me all the time because he wanted to get rid of this.
Right.
But he had a phone in prison, like, no big deal. And I'm like, dude, these fucking idiots are driving like idiots. These guys, I don't think they have a license. They're driving like morons.
Right.
Of course, they're trying to keep up with me, but
Whoops.
so, yeah. So I said, I hope the trooper doesn't pull out that dog because he's got a dog over there. He's like, "Don't worry, they'll never find it. He's got to pull the right front tire off, and then it goes into the axle where the trap is at, and we covered it with grease and stuff." So I get on the phone, call the troopers, like, all right, pull the right front tire. So next thing you know, they're jacking up the car on the side of the road. They find it, they pull the strings, they come out, like 8 pounds of meth. Right?
I bet those dudes were shitting
They were
their
shit. They didn't have a
fucking
license.
pants.
They didn't have anything. When they go to interview them, the only information they had was that fucking Cuban guy in a Mercedes with a light. They were able to read out my license plate because they were behind me for 2 hours.
They knew it. They memorized that shit, dude.
So these guys get arrested. So the guy's in Mexico. He's like, oh, what am I going to do? I needed that cash and this and that. I'm like, listen, you better worry about them getting, charged and stuff because if they start talking, well, I said, listen, I can hire you an attorney over there and they'll take care of them and blah, blah, blah. And I'll take care of you. Don't
I
worry.
got you, brother.
I said, but you got to send me some because I got to make some money here, He says, all right, let me think about it. And then next thing you know, I'm getting a call from his brother who's in California.
No shit.
And the brother, we start talking. He said, hey, listen, he says, can you get rid of that meth? I said, yeah, no worries. I'll get rid of it. We got the buyer. Just these two knuckleheads don't know how to drive.
Right.
And he says, what about black tar? I'm like, yeah, I'll take whatever you got. Whatever you got, I'll buy it.
Give it to me.
Yeah. So he had a kilo of black tar heroin he couldn't get rid of. So he puts like another 8 pounds of meth and a kilo of black tar heroin. Same kind of trap, right?
Yeah.
Drives all night with some other guy, with the guy that's building the traps for him, right? So they come all the way down to Danville, and there's an old warehouse. We wire it up for cameras and sound and everything. And it's a warehouse where they take all the seized vehicles.
Yeah.
So there's a shitload of vehicles in there with numbers on them.
Yeah.
But we made sure there was nothing to show that it was the
Right.
county.
Right.
So these guys pull up, and the guy's walking around. I'm like, listen, I got a tow company, and we tow fucking cars. And a lot of these we're going to get ready to auction them off. If you see something you like.
Let me know.
And this guy was so busy looking around for a car that he wanted.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. And so the whole thing was when they show up, they're going to arrest him, right? I said, no, just wait. Let him open up the trap. So the guy that was with him starts jacking up the car. We're walking around talking, and, he's all relaxed as he's shopping for a car.
Yeah. What car did you like that Mercedes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, the poor guy's doing all the work. He drove all night. He's pulling up the trap. As soon as he pulls it out, boom. Give the arrest signal. We arrest him.
Oh, dude.
And the guys in Mexico still calling me. Finally, like 2 weeks after his brother gets arrested, it dawns on him that I fucked over.
Did he call you?
Oh, yeah.
What did he say?
He was calling, you son of a bitch. I'm like, listen, you send me one more, and I promise
I just say, I need a little money, though. I need a little money.
I had one guy in Mexico, this broker. Every deal he tried to set up for me, it would fall apart.
Yeah.
And finally, we were at the very end. I think, if you recall, we were at a taco place. It was late one night, and he starts calling me. He's like, I need money, all this shit. Everybody's blaming me for it. They took all my fucking furniture. Listen, there's an echo in here.
Oh,
Because-
yeah, he had the vacant apartment, the empty
Yeah,
apartment.
they went in because he owed so much money because all the shit he lost with me.
Yeah.
And the apartment, you could hear the echo. And he's sending me pictures. They took all my shit. I got to come up with money,
Oh, shit.
I'm like, all right, no problem. And I start sending them around. And so a lot of these guys, I would send them Western Union. I would send them money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, what town are you in? And we pick a town that's totally away from there. I said, oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I just send the money. It's over here. So he'd go there. There's no money waiting for him. Hey, I'm here. They're saying there's nothing. I said, I didn't tell you there. I told you this other Western Union.
Yeah.
So I would send him to another part of town. And we went back and forth. And finally, he got on the phone. He's like, motherfucker, I'm going to kill you. If I ever catch you, I'm going to kill you. I know you're fucking with me. And meanwhile, we're sitting at a taco place just eating and laughing.
Eat tacos alive. No. Send them here. Send them here now. Listen, brother, sometimes it's the little things.
Oh, my God. It was so much fun. It was like, we had fun with these guys,
Yeah. And it's cool, too, because you build that, brother. Like, I mean, you have a lifelong friend over here now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember when this guy left and he wanted to come back, and I think Bags was telling the story, and you walked up. Do you remember what he was talking about?
Oh, but
So I initially came back, I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
with
Hey.
the shadow boxes.
Yeah, and you came back, and you're like, oh, we got to get Jeff back in. We got to get Jeff back in.
Oh, because I knew we were going to have fun.
Oh,
And then
brother.
Tony Valente had just left. I think Tony Vasquez came in. We had a whole new group, and it was just phenomenal. We had a great time.
What a crew.
The only thing I said was, like, just don't let this guy do fucking paperwork because it ain't going to get done.
I was the same way, buddy.
Yeah. Paperwork's not going to get done.
Getting into law enforcement, I never thought, like, you always heard, like, paperwork sucks, and you have no fucking clue until you get into it.
Well, and you know what? I found myself staying in late every night. Like, we'd be in the office at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock doing paperwork because I get so bogged down. Every phone call that I do as a UC, I would have to log it. I would have to enter this, as much information as possible. If I wait a couple days, I'm like, who did I talk to?
Right.
And I had guys that I didn't even know were calling me from Mexico. Hey, I want to do this or that. Totally. I had no idea who they were. No idea.
How'd you keep all that shit straight?
I had this little green book that I walk around and I wrote everything.
No shit.
And that was like the little Bible. It's like if I was digging in my Bible, we would get something.
Had to.
I had, and I would keep track of all the numbers that I called. And sometimes I go back. If we were slow, I'd go back and cold call people.
Really?
And you'd be surprised. We had one guy that I cold called. Well, actually, Kim, our analyst, gave me this number. She says, "Hey, this number's popping up. Give him a call. Just
See
out
what's
of
up."
curiosity. Yeah, see what." He's like, "What could have hurt?" I'm like, "Okay." So I call this fucking guy up, and talk about perfect timing. This guy, he was desperate to get rid of what he had. I said, "Hey, they told me to give you a call," and I was very vague. And I was like, "Yeah, they told me to give you a call. You might have something." Oh yeah. I said, "Yeah, Chewy told me to call you." Everybody knows a Chewy.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, and the guy took it hook, line, and sinker, right? So I'm thinking we're gonna go pick up some money.
Yeah.
That's what we thought. We thought he was money launderer. So I show up at the parking lot, and we're there. Have no clue who this guy is. Pull up at the parking lot, and this was I called him the night before, and this was early in the morning. We go there early to do this before he changes his mind. So the guy shows up. We had guys all over in the parking lot. We don't know exactly what apartment he's in. We know he's in that apartment complex. So we're just winging it.
Shooting from the hip.
Yeah. So one of the guys is sitting in his car, like leaned back, and this moron walks up and knocks on the window, and he's like, get away from my car. And it was one of the surveillance guys. And I see him, and I'm honking the horn. Hey, I'm over here. Just to get him away from there.
Right.
He's hiding his radio and shit. The guy shows up with a shopping bag, and I forgot. It was, I want to say it was like 5 or 6 kilos or something.
Oh, shit.
We thought it was going to be money,
Yeah.
you know? And he brings it. He was desperate to get rid of it. And then we walk him back into this house, and he ends up having like $50,000 or $60,000. Turns out that he was waiting on a call for this guy to come pick this up, and he can get rid of it. And I just happened to call him at the right time.
No shit.
Yeah, just pure luck. There was nothing magical about it. It was pure luck. And the guy, and the phone starts blowing up like after 12 when we already have him in custody. It was like, that's the guy that was calling for his dope. Pure luck. And that was just a cold call. It's just, we had nothing to lose.
Dude, that's
Wasn't
fucking.
what was the one we did? It was a money pickup, but it got canceled. The one that was downtown at the hotel that we wound up getting like $1 million. Oh
yeah,
because they canceled. And then you call them up like an hour later. I don't know how you bullshit them, and then they said come to this hotel downtown.
Is that the one where the guy walks out with a backpack?
That's where me and Tony went. Yeah, he walked back, and you guys were following him down the street, and you were calling and trying to figure out who he was.
Yeah,
and me and Tony were sitting in the lobby.
Yeah, and so the whole thing got canceled. So we're waiting. The guy comes out, and Bags and I start following the guy with a backpack. Meanwhile, Tony called it out because he saw the guy. He says, "Hey, I think this guy, Jeff and Tony were together. This guy looks shady. It's got to be this guy." We didn't know who it was. It was someone there. And sure enough, they picked out the right guy. And we followed him, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah," and we stop him on the street, just bullshitting with him. Check his backpack; he had a bunch of cash in it. But then,
didn't you call him when he was walking down the street with the backpack?
Yeah,
and he picked up the phone.
Yeah, you can see him walking,
So
and we're like, "That's him."
No shit.
Yeah.
But
These
in that
guys,
time, me and Tony were sitting in the lobby, and this Mexican guy this car pulls up. This Mexican guy gets out, and he's got a duffel bag.
Right.
And you would think that it was like a square. It was so fucking squared off, and he's
dragging it.
He's pretty dragging. He's walked by. Tony looks at me and him. Look at each other. He looks at the guy. He goes, "That's full of money." I'm like, "You are fucking full of shit."
Yeah.
I go, "That is not full of money."
Yeah.
And he goes, "I'll bet you." So the guy they pop. We wind up figure out what room he's in. We get consent. Go up there. There's the fucking bag on the fucking bed.
And all because of good surveillance.
They just dropped off to him. Actually, I got a picture. I'll give it to you.
All because of good
Send
surveillance.
Was it over $1 million? Yeah, it was over $1 million that we got right in that hit just from him calling the fucking guy when the deal was fucking canceled.
But we were able to identify with them sitting there and watching, and being able to say that guy's got money.
Yeah,
That's a talent. You got to know.
Hey,
what you're,
it's a teamwork, brother.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
teamwork right there, bro.
Oh wait! You know, I have almost the jar.
Oh, that was some Chinese money launderers.
No
It was a
shit.
young couple. So down by the university there, we're sitting there and we're expecting
University we're at.
UIC. No,
Well, it was it was downtown, but
it was downtown, but
there was
Okay.
all Chinese people.
Yeah.
and they're all students.
So
They're all
many
students.
fucking kids, Chinese students in this fucking place.
Yeah, and so this couple is living there. So we're sitting and watching, and we're waiting. And so I think I think these guys were looking down the window. They're like, hey, we think that the deal's going on downstairs in the parking lot because they're looking down the window, right? It's
Well,
hard.
you and Tony were in the hallway looking down. Tony was watching all these cars, and Mario was looking at all the, what was it, the food?
All the food that was being delivered. I was like,
they were dropping out for people because he was going to grab somebody's dinner.
I was seeing all this food. I'm like, people just drop food off here. How would they know I took one bag? Just one bag.
Right.
It was me and somebody else who were down there, and Tony's looking into people's cars, and these two
could see
Chinese
it.
people, we don't know who we're waiting on, and these two people start bringing all this money. Tony's like, Jeff, the car to the left of you. He goes, there. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay. He goes, Jeff, the car to the fucking left of you. He goes, they got all shitload of money. I'm like, oh, shit.
So we get the money. We get the, no problem. We work our way back upstairs to the hotel room, right? And it's a young Chinese couple. And next to their bed, they have a jar. And it's like the date night jar where they have lifted, hey, I get a full body massage. So whatever you pull out,
Yeah.
it's like a full body massage or I get to rub your back or,
Yeah.
romantic things.
Romantic things. Yeah.
So,
Keeping
of
it
course, we got
spicy.
some paper. Yeah, we spiced it up a little bit. We got Dirty Sanchez. Cleveland Steamer.
Him and Tony just started filling this jar with all sorts of things that they could do on date night.
The worst, most degrading things.
I wonder if they ever fucking went through that jar again and found it.
What's a Cleveland Steamer?
Google it.
Dirty Sanchez.
Oh God. Golden showers, everything.
Fucking classic.
It was something. And that case doesn't even stand out of my mind, but the jar.
Oh, the jar is
It was
fucking
funny.
gold, brother.
But it was just funny. It was just.
So I also heard you're an expert at accents.
Oh yeah. So some guys I ended up dealing with multiple times.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'd have to change up my voice. So, like for example, I can't pretend to be Mexican because Hispanics, I could tell you if I'm talking to Dominican, I can tell you Dominican.
Right.
Mexican, I could tell Mexican. Cubans, Puerto Ricans, we're all very different.
They say words have different meanings, and then
Yes,
also it's pronounced,
yes.
and then accents are different as
Exactly.
well. Okay.
Exactly. Just like here in the United States, you can tell somebody from Boston or somebody from down south.
Yeah.
You can tell. And so I can't pretend to be, So I would deal with some of these guys, and they would be the same guys over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would have to like fake it. So
Right.
these guys laugh at me because they could listen to my recording. So we had a system where I would make phone calls and they could listen in,
Yeah.
or they would hear the recordings later on. And I'm talking to these guys, and one guy I had dealt with him before. I screwed him over once, and so when I got on the phone, I'm talking like this. So hey, what's going on? 2 minutes, I'm back to my normal self, and these guys are laughing. Like, what the fuck happened to the accent? But this guy never caught on. Or the other thing I would do, I put a lollipop in my mouth and I start talking, so you start talking a little different,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
would totally throw them off.
Oh, I love
Totally throw them off.
it. I love it, brother.
Yeah, these guys were like, "What the hell happened to your deep voice?"
Right. Yeah. Bueno. Fuck, brother. Do you have any other big stories you want to bring up before we take off?
I'm trying to think. One funny. I was talking to you about the money.
Yeah.
How sometimes we pay the money. We had a guy that an informant introduced us to. He says, "Hey, this guy's out in California, but he can send you whatever you want, right?"
Yeah.
We only had a nickname for the guy, so I'm talking to the guy, and I get a call. And he's like, "Hey, meet this guy." After negotiating everything, meet this guy out at this truck stop, and it's a truck stop out there by off of 355. I think it was like Elk Grove Village.
Okay.
All the warehouses and stuff.
Yeah.
Meet this guy out there. So I meet a truck driver in the middle of the night. It was like 2:00 in the morning. And meet with a guy. He gives me a suitcase. Got 17 kilos of coke in it, right? Gives it to me. Mind you, we know the truck driver is just a fucking delivery guy, right?
Right.
So gives me the suitcase at 2:30 in the morning, but he should know what he's doing because it's 2:30 in the morning with some stranger.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're trying to figure out who the owner is. So when I get the suitcase, I look and there's a luggage tag on there. I'm like, there's no way the guy's that stupid.
Dude, right?
But we only catch the stupid ones.
Right.
So I look at the luggage tag and there's a name. So we start running it. And sure enough, we're able to come up with a photo, a driver's license out of California, right? Oh, and the guy says, "Hey, when you send the money back, make sure you put it in that suitcase. That's my wife's,
Get the fuck out of here.
So we get the suitcase, we run it, we go back to the CS and say, "Hey, is this the guy that you know as?" I think his nickname was Duende or something. It wasn't a common name. It's like we do like a photo line. That's him. So we got the guy ID, right? So then I have to pay that money back. Otherwise, we're dead. So I call him up. I said, "Hey, I got your money ready. when can I meet with this guy? So I hook up with the same truck driver, like, I think it's a week later. We get dummy bag. The money's all sealed, so the guy's not going to go into it.
Right.
And most of these drivers don't want to fuck with it. They just
Right.
leave it, hand in the bag. He starts driving off. We pull him over. It was like, I think I told you, in Iowa.
Yeah.
I mean, it was quite a ways off. Or not Iowa. It was here in Illinois, but it was like a couple hours removed.
Right.
We knock him down, get consent. We find the money. All right?
Yeah.
So the guy's like, I don't know. I was supposed to deliver that. We actually give him a receipt for, I forgot how much it was.
Yeah.
Give him a receipt. So he goes back to the guy and says, hey, I got pulled over. This is a receipt. So I'm fine. So I'm still negotiating with this guy. This guy's willing to come into Chicago because he wants to do other deals, you know? So he comes into Chicago. Well, it turns out there's another group looking into him. Okay? So I meet with him over there by the hotels in Midway. And as I'm sitting there waiting for him, the group that I had, these guys were sharp. It was O'Reilly, Brazil, some of those guys. They're really sharp. They're like, hey, there's some shady fuckers driving around here.
Right.
And these guys look like scumbags. They look like long hair, a typical drug guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm the only clean, nice-looking one. But typical drug guys, they're driving around, and we're like, something's going on here. And normally when we do one of these deals, my guys will you're supposed to deconflict and say,
Right.
we're doing a deal at this location at this time.
Right.
All right, so everybody knows that if you run that area, stay out of there.
Right. And then also too is that, like, to see if you guys have like a running case on the individual as
Yes.
well. So you do a lot of times, like if you pick up a new target,
Yes.
you want to make sure you can check who else has a case on him. Gotcha.
Exactly. This particular boss in another group, fucking scumbag, didn't enter anything because the guy was worthless. He was just, I think he ended up getting fired, but I'm not sure. So anyway, it turns out there's another group that's onto this guy, and they're thinking they're going to pick me off for money because they think I got money.
Yeah.
And so I think it was Chris, or they call this guy up and says, hey, are you guys in this area here? And he's like, no. He's like, are you sure? Because we did conflicted it. We're doing a deal over here. No, it's not us. And finally they pull him aside. He said, listen, fucker, if you're doing something out here, Mario's the UC. He said, you're not going to get any money.
Right.
And then finally, oh, you mean over there? Yeah. And well, it turns out they were going to try to rip me.
No
Little
way.
did they know, I don't have any money.
Right.
I don't have any money. And so we ended up popping the guy, and, so it was a funny case because the whole luggage thing, and the U.S. attorney's like, you expect me to believe somebody actually send you a suitcase with their luggage tag? I'm like, we don't catch the smart ones.
I was shocked too.
We don't catch the smart ones.
Yeah. I was also shocked.
Well, it just it brings the story about the guy you met with. I forget what you got on him, a few kilos or whatever, and then we say, hey, we're trying to get consent for his phone. He's like, I ain't giving you shit,
Right.
blah blah blah. And then so we went back and looked at. So they had the camera in the car on him.
Oh, he was a federal police, Mexican
Yes.
federale.
Shocker.
He what did he deliver? One or a couple kilos? To
Yeah,
you?
so he came up, and he's sitting in my car, and we had cameras in there. And so when he's using his phone, I could see him do the Z pattern, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so he's a Mexican police officer. So you think this guy, we're like, listen, you're fucked. You either cooperate, and I want to say it was like a kilo or something.
Okay.
And it wasn't a whole lot, but now we're dealing with a cop, so we're like, fuck him. So when we go in to talk to him, he's like, no, I'll cooperate. I was like, all right, unlock your phone. So I give him the phone, and he looks at my face and smiles, and he goes like this and wipes it. He's like, those. And I'm like, really? So I go back and look at the camera, and I see it. So I walk in, and I'm like, oh, look at this.
What's this, motherfucker?
Surprise.
Yeah. And we ended up getting a couple of things out of that one. I mean, it was just, but it was just, and after a while, the dope, it's like, I remember when I first started on the street, you think, oh, a kilo. My God, you got a kilo.
Huge. Right.
Now for us, 20, 30 kilos, anything under $1 million, like, okay, we got a good hit.
Right.
It's just, it's astonishing. It's amazing the amount of money and drugs that are out there that it gets to the point where it's like just another day.
Just another
Well, the
day.
money wise, like, with $30,000, we'd seize 30, 40,000. He's all pissed off. He's like, really?
Could have been more.
We can't, I don't even. He goes, I don't get it.
I don't get out of bed for
He
30,000.
doesn't get out of bed for anything under 50,000. So, but what I think out of the first one is to go back to the guy with the picture in bed, because I think we missed that one.
Oh,
yeah,
we did
that
miss
was-
that one.
That was part of that other guy that we were talking about. That it started out with 1 kilo. The guy mailed me a kilo through the mail, and it came wrapped up in these bloomers that were probably this big. And we seized that, and then he sent me another one, and we kept working this guy. we milked this guy for everything it was worth.
No shit. And he never caught on.
No, and he thought his whole thing was, his plan was to move to Chicago. I was going to get him a job in an apartment, and he would be set. And so he kept giving us more and more. So anyway, there was a deal that happened in Rosemont, right? We missed the guy. We didn't know who the guy was that was dealing with him. It turns out the guy went through the McDonald's, but we got enough information that the guy went through McDonald's certain times. So I think it was Tony that went through and was able to find, or one of the guys in the group, I can't remember who it was able to find a vehicle matching
The
the description that the guy gave. You know, the guy was cooperating, gave. And so we were able to track that car, go out there, slap a tracker on his car. We start following him around.
No shit.
Yeah. And so the guys in our group, sometimes it was hard to get them to go out. Nobody wants to do surveillance, but
Right.
it's a necessary evil, you know?
Yeah.
So we start following this guy around. Sure enough, he starts heading to Bartlett, I think it was, where he had a place.
Yeah.
Somewhere out there, Bartlett or Barrington, or I can't
Okay.
remember, out west, right? So we knock him down, you know? Take him back to his apartment. He got keys for the apartment, but he says, well, I don't know anything about this place. Place is not mine. We're like, and we know that he's been there before. We
Mhm.
can tell.
Yeah.
We're like, it's not yours? Well, you mind if we check? He's like, go ahead, it's not mine. So we take his keys and walk right into the car, onto the house, right?
Right.
And inside, immediately we found 250,000 or 300,000, whatever.
Good chunk of change.
Yeah, and the guy was like,
That's
it's not mine. It's not mine. And well, you know, and the guy was a total dick.
Yeah.
He was a jagoff. So I start going through his fucking phone, and I find a picture. And there's a picture where he's laying naked on top of his bed.
Butt ass naked.
Butt ass naked in his phone. I'm like, who the hell has a picture? And I don't know if he sent it to his wife or whatever. But
Who took the picture?
yeah, who took the picture? So I don't know if he set it up on a tripod or something.
Right.
So the guy was a jagoff. I was already pissed. So I might have accidentally forwarded that photo to everybody in his contacts. So everybody got that photo.
Of him butt ass naked
Yeah.
on the bed.
And at the end of the day, he's like, "Can I get a receipt for that?" We're like, "It's not your money. Why
It's
would
not
I
your
give you
money.
a receipt?"
Right.
Because to these guys, they have to have something, because they'll take that receipt back to Mexico or whatever and say, "I got stopped. They took my money. They took this."
Right.
Otherwise, they're screwed.
Because they think they ripped him off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you forgot about the Art Vandelay.
Oh. so this guy, he wanted a receipt. We're like, nope, kicked him to the curb. He didn't get charged, but you know what? Street justice, I'm sure he got.
Taken care of.
Yeah. They weren't going to charge him with it because we can't prove,
Right.
but we got his money, and guess what? He's on his way. He's not coming back here. That's for sure.
That's a win for you guys.
Yeah. There was another guy that we were following. I forgot how we got onto him. I think he had delivered money to me before, because I would do money pickups for different groups. And so the way it would work is that we portray ourselves, we have an informant, right?
Mhm.
And this guy is a money launderer. So he would get contracts all over the country.
Oh, I'm sure.
And these informants would make a lot of money because they're getting a percentage. So we would get a call and says, hey, we got a contract in Chicago for this amount. Here's a number and here's a code to do. So I would get a call and say, hey, call this guy up. We got a money pickup. I would call the guy up, meet me here, and I would have to have like a code or a dollar bill to show them or something to verify, right?
Right.
So I will meet with these guys, pick up the money, and get laundered. Okay, so you launder the first amount. Okay, you're good. So then after that, we'd watch that person, whatever else he gets, we start picking him off.
Yeah.
We make a lot of money off of that.
Oh, I bet.
And because this guy's good because money got laundered, you know, he had special accounts and everything. So a lot of times what would happen was so many of them that a lot of it would fall through the cracks where, hey, this guy here, we're not going to do anything with him. If you want it, take it, you know. And so some of these money couriers would fall by the wayside. So I think this one was one of them that we started following him, and we see him doing a transaction, pick him off. Sure enough, he's got 200,000. I forgot what it was. So he's cooperating. The guy's a real nice guy, very cooperative, very talkative, cooperating, gives us everything we need. So we actually cut him loose. He says, okay, you're not going to get charged. We weren't able to get charges anyway.
Right.
But he thinks we're doing him a favor.
Solid. Yeah.
Cut him loose. He walks. 2 days later, he's like, hey, they're pressing me. I need a receipt. I need this. I need that. You know, this attorney's asking for it. They're going to fucking kill me. I got to come up with something. I'm like, all right, I'll send you. You know, we didn't want to send any DEA paperwork because then they know the DEA is watching them.
Yeah.
We're going to make it look like it's the state. So I found an old form that state police doesn't even use anymore. Write up a receipt, send it to him, and sure enough, he gives it to the attorney.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't think anything about it, but the attorney starts investigating. He starts calling around, trying to see if anybody sees money at that time, to see if it's legit.
Right.
So they start getting calls. Hey, do you guys know an agent by the name of Art Vandelay. And that's the way I signed the paperwork. And anybody that watches Seinfeld knows Art Vandelay, import, export.
Import and export.
So they start calling around and they call Bags up and it's like, hey, didn't you guys see some money around this time? He's like, yeah, but it wasn't there. It was over here because we gave a different location. He's like, you guys have an agent by the name of Art Vandelay? He's like,
motherfucker.
fuck, let me call you back.
I know exactly who that
He's
is.
like, I know that name.
I know who exactly that is.
State police was furious. They're like, tell that fucking guy to stop using our forms. Because they were getting all kinds of calls.
Oh, I bet they're probably fucking pissed.
They were pissed. And it was the running joke. I was like, Art Vandelay, yeah. He's
Your alter ego.
And the fake name that I used for a state's attorney, there happened to be a real state's attorney by that name.
No
It
shit.
was a Spanish name. I forgot what I used, but I didn't know. I just made it up.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And they're calling this guy. He's like, I didn't authorize
I
that.
didn't authorize this fucking shit.
Legal counsel said no more of that.
No more.
Yeah, you will not do that.
So Bags had his hands full with you guys.
But at first they thought it was a dirty cop.
Right.
Like,
Well, absolutely.
I'm like, no, we turned the money in. It's just. Now, you know what? He was real cool about it. He knows that if I'm calling him on Sunday night, we're gonna have a busy week because
Right.
I'll call him Sunday. I got this and this and this. He's like, okay, let's just do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
No, it's
I really enjoyed his
yeah.
interview.
Oh yeah. We had a good time. We had a good run.
Oh, absolutely. And you had a fucking fantastic run.
Yeah.
So what made you kind of start to consider retirement? Like, what was that? Is there a moment or?
Well, you know what? When I retired, I turned 60 and I had 30 years on.
Yeah.
I was maxed out. I was like, and things at the department were changing and stuff, and I had been pulled back, and I was like, time to go.
Yeah.
You know,
What do you miss about it?
these stories and these guys hanging out with the guys. You know,
Yeah, man.
I had a blast. It wasn't work.
Yeah.
I felt guilty taking that check. I took the check, but I felt guilty taking that check every 2 weeks.
You got paid to hang out with your boys
That's what it was.
and do the thing you love.
And the thing was, it's if you wanted to work overtime, unlimited. You could work.
Yeah.
You could work however money. There was one time we worked a case in where's that? The music theater off of 80 there. Used to be World Music Theater, and then became
Yeah.
Oh,
Park.
Tweeter.
Tinley Park.
Yeah,
Tinley
Tinley Park. Yeah.
Tinley Park. We worked a case over there. We went. I want to say it was like 4 days straight, just sitting there doing surveillance.
Really?
Yeah, and we rented a room. We go up there, shower, come back down, and or take naps up there. And
Yeah.
we just watch this one vehicle waiting for it to leave.
No shit.
And by the end, by the time all was said and done, we ended up with 135 kilos of coke in one of those car transports where the back had false wall.
Yeah.
And we were there, and it was funny because one of the agents shows up, and this guy, I'm not going to mention his name, but this guy was a big porn guy, and we had a
Like he liked to watch porn?
liked to watch porn.
Okay.
He's like,
I had to clarify.
yeah. So he's like, hey guys, I got some porn. If you guys want to watch it upstairs with me, I'm like, no, fuck no, I'm not going upstairs. I'm not going ever back to that room with you.
Put your dick away, bro.
It was like, come on, really? This guy was a.
Oh, he must have been a Marine.
Hey, he was National Guard actually.
Oh, one of the natty boys. It makes sense now. Those dudes probably watch porn
Oh,
together.
it was like-
Oh,
Yeah, somebody complained about him because he was on a flight. I think with him and O'Reilly were taking a flight for work, and he opens up his laptop, and there's people on this flight, and he's watching porn. And O'Reilly gets up, and back then the flight wasn't full. Like, fuck that, I'm not sitting next to this guy.
The
And he walked off,
fuck?
got into the seat.
who just watches porn casually around
This guy
people?
he was a weird dude.
Horny motherfucker.
Weird dude. It was funny because he would show up to work in his bicycle shorts, his helmet. He had his bike. He'd bike to work downtown, bring his bike up the elevator, put it in, and we would get it and move it to different floors.
Do you
So at the end of the night, he'd have to go walking around looking for his bike.
Do you have like a lot of tissues in his car?
Oh, I didn't want to go near his car.
So are these happy tissues or
Yeah,
sad
I didn't want
tissues?
to go near. I'll tell you the name afterwards.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
But to bring up the story about him moving a bike around, ask him when initially before he was the police, when he worked at the warehouse, what he did with the forklift that poor guy's car.
So I used to work at. I worked at. So like
Statute of limitations have passed.
Yeah, so like I told you, and this worked to my advantage as far as an undercover because I worked a lot of factory jobs. I was
Yeah.
in the military. I worked at a butcher shop, a women's coat factory, a box plant.
Done it all.
I'd done it all. And so I worked, right before I got hired as a cop, I worked at a corrugated box plant where they make cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
And there was this one loser that worked there that he had to ride a bike to work because he had so many DUIs.
Yeah.
So this fucking guy, he pedaled in on his bike, park it. We would get it, and every night we'd move it to some different location and leave notes. And so for him to get home, it would take him an hour to find his bike. And sometimes we would even get a forklift and put it on top of these pallets.
Oh, dude.
Now I feel bad, but
Oh, it's so
fuck
funny
him.
as fuck. Was he a good sport about it, or would he get pissed off?
He was a good sport, but towards the end he was like, enough's enough.
Yeah.
It takes me an hour to get home.
Motherfuckers.
And there was another guy at this factory, because I love practical jokes. I went out there and I would put tape on his, because right down the street was the police, and we get off at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I tape his headlights, so when he leave, and this is one of those guys that every time he gets pulled over, he'd have an attitude. So the cops were like, "Fuck you." you know?
Yeah.
So he get pulled over. It's like, your headlights aren't on. He's like, "Fuck you, they're on."
Yeah.
They go out there, it's all
Taped up. He's like, motherfuckers. Mario got me again.
we had another guy at the factory that he had just gotten a brand new. This was years ago. A Yugo.
Okay.
Yugoslavia, right?
Yeah.
Fully loaded, which meant nothing because they were like
Dog shit cars. Yeah.
Went out there, picked it up with a forklift, and put it in the bushes in front of the factory.
Oh shit.
When he comes out, his fucking car. These cars were a little box.
Yeah.
His car's on top of the bushes. He had to try to get it out.
Oh,
Needless to
fuck.
say, luckily I didn't get fired.
Oh, brother. You're a jack of all trades, my man.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Oh yeah.
Well, buddy, I mean, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Oh, anytime.
Dude,
I enjoyed it.
It was
I
a
enjoyed
fucking
it.
blast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. Do you have anything else you want to say before we take off?
No. This has been fun. Anytime you call me, I'll be out here.
Fuck, we will call you.
Or golfing. Let's go golfing.
Hey, 100% we'll get you out to the Romaville golf outing too.
I'm not very good, but I like to smoke and drink.
Same.
So
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yep.
I'll do the same. Maybe we'll get Jeff Allen out.
he doesn't smoke or drink. So
No, he doesn't, but he could drive. He could drive us.
yeah, he's a designated driver. Designated driver.
Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of Beyond the Dispatch. We appreciate Mario coming in and sharing his stories. They were fucking phenomenal. Brother, thank you again.
Anytime.
Do you have anything? No?
Nothing, man. I appreciate it. It was a good time.
I
Great time.
enjoyed it. This is what I miss about the job. You know?
Yes.
You know, I can't imagine having another career where you go tell a story and it's just not the same.
It's just not the same. Hey, how many stories can you tell? You have fucking 400 keys of Coke.
I've got so many that I didn't even touch on after 30 years.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have a part 2.
Definitely. I'm here.
All right. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button. Check you guys out on the next one.